Hello, everybody, and welcome. My name is Shana, and today we are going to do my Magnificent 7 workout. Now, I'm a gymnast, and probably my most inspirational team was the Magnificent 7 gymnastics team from the 1996 Olympics. We are not going to be doing gymnastics today, though. I picked 7 of my favorite TRX exercises, one from every single foundational movement, and we're going to spend the first half of this workout going over all the exercises and trying them, and the second half with a little mini workout including all 7 exercises. If this is the second or third or fourth time you've seen this video, feel free to fast forward through the first part and just do that little workout at the end, and maybe you can even repeat that 2 or 3 times for your workout today. All right, let's get started. Our first exercise is our squat row combo. You're going to bring your straps to mid-length. Now, when I say mid-length, I mean where gray meets black, and then your yellow adjustment tab goes there, or you might have some hash marks on your straps. That's where your yellow adjustment tab goes. I'm going to have you standing facing your anchor point. You're going to lean back a little bit, feet a little wider than shoulder width apart, toes pointed forward, shoulder blades in your back pockets. Bend your knees, squat down, keeping pressure in your heels. Make sure the knees aren't collapsing forward. Feel that stretch in your hips. Come back up to your plank, ears, shoulders, hips, ankles in alignment, and squeeze behind your shoulder blades as you row. If you feel like you're losing tension, you might need a slightly steeper angle. Let's try this for 20 seconds. So you're going to squat and plank, and give me a big row and squeeze behind those shoulder blades and plank, alternating these two. Really press through your heels and feel that squeeze behind your shoulder blades. Eyes are up and shoulders are down and back. 3, 2, and 1. Next up is our forward lunge with Y-fly. My straps stay at mid-length. I'm going to stand facing away from my anchor point, so my arms are straight out in front of me and my body weight is directly above my feet. So I'm not leaning here. I have a straight line from my ears to my shoulders to my heels. If I let go of the straps, I wouldn't fall. I'm going to step forward with my right foot, bend my left knee toward the floor, tucking my tail under, shoulders away from my ears, press into the handles, and come right back up. Feel that big core engagement. And then the other foot steps forward, back knee bends, and I press. If lunging isn't for you, just give me a really big step and bend your knees as much as you can so you feel a stretch in your hips. Let's try this 20 seconds. Bend the back knee, press down, and plank. Alternating sides. My shoulders are staying away from my ears. I'm nice and slow and controlled. I'm tucking my tail, engaging my glutes. Really big press with the hands. 3, 2, and 1. Next exercise will be the TRX Plank. You always have the option, if you don't like going to the floor, to just stand, press your hands out in front of you, and plank. Otherwise, you can do a regular plank on the ground, on or off your knees. Or if you want to go in suspension, handles go to knee height. We call that mid-calf length. I'll bring in something soft. We're going to get your toes in the foot cradles. 2 fingers in each foot cradle. Roll back. Dive your toes in. Flip it over so you're ground facing away from the anchor point. Hands and knees pressing your heels back. Big squeeze in 3, 2, 1. Press it up and hold and squeeze and brace and drive. Now notice how my shoulders are directly above my elbows. I'm pulling my toes back towards my shins. I'm squeezing my thighs, calves tight, quads tight, glutes tight, pressing my hands apart, trying to tear the floor apart beneath my forearms. And come on down, gently set your knees down, double butt kick. We're going to do your TRX Hip Press next. So first we have to get your heels in the foot cradles. I'm going to take 2 fingers in each foot cradle. Hold it wide, roll back. Now drop both heels on top of your fingers at the same time. Slide your fingers out. Toes are pulled back towards your shins. Head and shoulders are on the ground. If you're on a door anchor, you want to make sure your feet are hovering just in front of the door, but they never touch the door anchor. If you're not on a door anchor, you want to make sure your thighs are perpendicular to the floor. Okay, so they're straight up and down. Palms up, head and shoulders down. We're going to squeeze your bum, lift up to the straight line, knees, hips, shoulders, and lower down. Let's try this for 20 seconds. Toes back towards your shins, head and shoulders on the ground. I'm pushing into the foot cradles. These do feel a little bit crampy. That means you're doing it correctly. Squeezing from the bum, drive those hips up. 2 and 1. Come on out of there. TRX Chest Press. So I'm going to move my mat out of the way. and bring my straps all the way long. So fully lengthen those straps. Standing facing away from the anchor point in your nice strong plank. For more stability, you can put one foot in front of the other. Just make sure you keep your body in a straight line when you do that chest press. Otherwise, you can have a wide stance or a narrow stance. The further back you are, the harder it's going to be. Make sure the straps are not touching your arms, so lift your hands up until the straps just move away from your arms. You'll bend from the elbows, keep everything else straight, and then push up from the bottom. Let's go. Legs straight and strong. You should basically feel exactly like you did in that plank we just held, but now you happen to be bending your elbows. I'm squeezing my butt cheeks tight. Imagine that winning lottery ticket between your butt cheeks. Somebody's trying to take it. And nice job. Let's try your row combo. So fully shorten your straps. This is exercise number 6. We're almost all the way through them. So fully shorten your straps. And we're going to do 3 different rows. We'll do a low row where your elbows are in by your sides, a mid row where your elbows are out about 45 degrees, and then a high row where they come straight across the top. Notice how my shoulders always stay away from my ears for all 3 of those rows. I'm going to start at the end range of motion, my hands at my rib cage, my toes pulled up towards my shins, squeezing my bum. I'll start with that low row. Eyes are up, toes are up. Notice how my toes are up. That helps keep my body straight. Let's give it a shot. I'm going to start low row again. Low row, mid row, and high row. Just like that chest press, you'll notice the steeper your angle is, the closer your feet are toward your door or your anchor, the harder this exercise is. And a big pull behind those shoulder blades, keeping that space between your ears and shoulders. All right, we got one more. This is called your rotational ward. That's a really weird word. It's from warding patterns, like pushing against something that doesn't move. So my straps will go back to mid-length. I'll stand sideways to the anchor. Make sure your inside shoulder is lined up with where those straps are connected. My hands are going to go inside of the foot cradle, so these loops right here. And they're both inside, so my palms are actually touching. Okay, I'm going to stand sideways, walk it over to the side, so I have tension. My inside foot, the one closer to the door or the anchor, goes in front. Outside foot behind on my balance beam. Another gymnastics reference. Arms straight out in front of you, and you're going to pull as hard as you can. So nothing in my body should have changed, except for now I have a lot of tension between those ears, those shoulders, those hips, and those ankles. My outside hand is pulling, my inside hand is pushing, and I feel all this tension, not just in my core, but in my ankles, in my shoulders, in my bum. All right, we have to do that other side, right? So switch it around so your other shoulder is facing the anchor. I'm grabbing my other straps, so I'm still turning around. And ready, set, hit it. Make sure that inside foot is in front, the one closer to where your straps are anchored. That helps keep your hips locked and stable. And the harder you pull, the more you're going to feel this. It's surprising, isn't it? It looks like it shouldn't be that bad, but this is quite a challenging exercise. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right, now let's do our little mini workout. So all we're going to do is 30 seconds of work with each one of these exercises, a 20-second transition. Now that's pretty quick. So if you need to, feel free to pause, get yourself into a position, and then hit play and start the exercise. Right? And again, if you're watching this video for the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th time, you can start at this point, and this will be your workout. Okay, squat row combo, straps at mid-length, stand facing. We're going in 5, 4, 3, eyes up, 2, and 1. Bend those knees, squat, plank, big row and squeeze, and plank. Body checks. Are you driving through your heels? Really keeping pressure in the heels, feel it in your bum and hamstrings so your knees aren't collapsing over your feet. And then that big squeeze, that big row on top. If you're finding slack on top, walk under a little bit more. But this one, you're not trying to kill yourself. This is just a great warm-up movement. Finding mobility in my hips and my knees, improving my posture. Forward lunge with Y-fly. Keep your straps at mid-length, but we'll turn it around so you're standing facing away from the anchor point. Franken plank position, body weight directly above your feet. We're going to step forward with one foot, stretch, press down, and stand. And remember to tuck the tail under on the side that's stretching. Here we go. Big step forward, as low as you can safely press, and then come right back up, alternating sides. Is your front knee tracking over your middle toes? We don't want that wobbling in or out. Are your eyes out ahead of you? Do you still have that space between your ears and your shoulders? Remember, shoulders are ear poison. You want to maintain that space. Neck is relaxed. I'm lifting my hip bones up toward my belly button on the bottom of this. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going down for our TRX plank. Remember your other options. You can do a standing plank or just a regular plank on the ground. Straps are at mid-calf length, handles knee height. And I'm going to pop my toes in so that I'm ground facing away from the anchor point. Bam, and bam. Ready, set, heels back, and stick it. Now in this position, are your shoulders directly above your elbows? Do you have tension in your calves, your quads, your glutes, your hamstrings? Are you pulling your toes back towards your shins? Are you spreading your mat apart with your forearms? Are your quads tight so that your knees are bouncing up towards your hip bones? You only have 10 seconds left, keeping that full body tension. Eyes out ahead of your fingertips. Lock it and load it, no sagging. 3, 2, 1, gently set your knees down, double butt kick. Let's move into your TRX hip press. So I'm going to have you pop your heels into those foot cradles. Head and shoulders on the ground. Pulling those toes back towards your shins, palms up. Option, you can even have your hands up for a bigger challenge. And here we go. Push down, squeeze and lift, and lower and tap. When you get those hips up, make sure you have that straight line from your knees to your hips to your shoulders. You're squeezing your buns. Your body is straight and strong. And again, it might feel a little crampy. That's okay. Means you're doing it correctly. If it gets to be too much, though, you can take your feet out of those foot cradles and just do a regular glute bridge on your mat. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on out of there. Moving on to your TRX chest press. So moving your mat out of the way, we're going to fully lengthen your straps all the way long. Stand facing away from the anchor. Let's find your awesome plank position and choose an angle that's challenging for you, but doesn't force your hips to sag. Here we go, team. 30 seconds. Lower down, body straight and strong. Drive it right back up. My straps are off of my arms. They're not scraping. I'm on the balls of my feet so that I don't feel like I have to hinge my hips to get through that full range of motion. I'm actively pressing into those handles. Eyes out ahead of me. Again, my shoulders are still away from my ears, and I'm still squeezing my quads. It's just like that plank we did, but now we're upright. 2 and 1. Row combo. Fully shorten your straps. And we're going to go low, middle, and high row. So straps fully short. Stand facing the anchor point. Hands at your rib cage. Bring your toes up towards your shins. The steeper you stand, the harder this exercise is. Here we go. Let's go low row. Middle row, high row, elbows out to the side. Now again, I was a gymnast, and every time I salute or finish a routine, I kind of flare my ribs out, and I still find myself doing that when I do my TRX exercises. So I'm always trying to remind myself to hide my ribs, to zip my ribs. So I'm still moving that plank and not leading with my ribs. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Finally, that TRX Rotational Ward. Straps at mid-length, standing sideways. Hands inside the foot cradles, not by the handles. Walking all the way out, line your shoulder up to the anchor. Inside foot in front, outside foot behind. Extend those arms out in front of you. Start pulling in 3, 2, and 1. Pull as hard as you can. Pull, 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 pull. Squeeze and drive. Create as much tension on those straps as you can. Shoulders are away from your ears. See if you can break those straps. Tight, 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 tight. So how many of you remember that 96 Olympic team? Shannon Miller was my favorite. My hair was exactly like hers all through middle and high school. 3, 2, and 1. Turn it around, other side. So now your other shoulder faces the anchor, other foot is in front. Line it up, going in. 3, 2, and 1, and pull and brace. So before every one of my gymnastics meets, I would watch her routines to get motivated. And the cool thing is now she's in the fitness industry too, so I can still look up to her. She still motivates me on a regular basis. Magnificent 7 is your last one. 10 seconds, we'll do a fun stretch and get you out of here. Big pull, big squeeze, big brace. 5, pull it. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, all right. You did it. Let's do your TRX standing chest stretch. Straps stay at mid-length, stand facing away. I'm going to come close to you so I can see you. Thumbs are up, shoulders down and back. You know I can't really see you, right? But we'll pretend. Press those hands apart. Let your shoulders fall away from your ears. Congratulations on completing that. I love this workout because you can do it as many times as you need. These exercises are good for all levels. They're great for beginners, but even the advanced TRX user, this is just a great series to go through. We're getting all the foundational movements. You're somewhat challenged, and you can always make it harder if you need to. Press those hands apart, step your feet together, forward fold, and come on up. Thank you for joining me for my magnificent 7 TRX workout. Please do me a favor, subscribe to this channel, like this video, come back, do it as many times as you'd like, and have a great rest of your day.